healthy people get ill. Okay, it doesn't matter who you are, whether you're young, old, whether you're white, black, whether you're from the northern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, whether you're from the east, whether you're from the west, whether you eat the Western diet, or whether you eat healthy. It doesn't matter what kind of, whether you're a doctor, a GP, a practitioner, a surgeon, or a holistic health practitioner who does yoga and prays every morning. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay, you're gonna get ill because these viruses, these pathogens, this bacteria, they adapt. Okay, they're very adaptive. They learn your immune responses. They learn your defense mechanisms and they try to beat them. The same way that our immune system learns their attacks and tries to defend against them. So there's a dynamic, responsive, relationship there. It actually is a sign of good health if you get a fever, because you need tremendous amounts of energy reserves to actually build up the energy to deal with these infections and pathogens. And if you're not able to generate that energy, you simply won't get the fever and your infection will just remain and probably bring you down slowly. So yeah, your hypothalamus is an area of your brain, and it will while you have a fever, it will down regulate your appetite and your motivation, because your brain and your digestive system uses a tremendous amount of energy. It's a survival mechanism. Okay, if you eat while you're sick, you're basically using a lot of energy actually in your body. If you're doing high intensity mental activities, or physical activities, you're also using a lot of energy, which all of that energy is required to be concentrated on your immune system to deal with the immune response, to ramp up the fever, to create the antibodies, to stimulate the white blood cell production, the killer T cells, and all the good stuff that deals with the pathogens. So it's important to understand that prolonged fasting is the best thing that you can do when you have a cold or a flu or fever. Just don't eat as much. It's okay to be a little bit hungry and eat some food in the day, especially if you've never done fasting before. Yesterday I completed a 22-hour fast after 2 or 3 days of suffering. I realized it's probably time that I do a longer fast. So I did 22 hours, and today I feel pretty good. They say do fresh lemon water with honey and stuff. I'd skip the honey. Fresh lemons are great because they're loaded with vitamin C. And if you add a ton of salt to that, you're losing a lot of water and salt through sweating and through your urine when you're ill. Lemon water is great. Sauerkraut is loaded with vitamin C, and vitamin C is known to help prevent and minimize the duration of infections and flus and colds and things like that in high doses. So it will definitely give you the defense mechanisms that your body requires to deal with the pathogens. So taking a high amount of zinc is also related to immunology, and so it's also a cofactor in vitamin D, which is basically responsible for your immune system. So I take a high amount of zinc anyway, regardless, every day, whether I'm ill or not. I take up to about 100 milligrams a day with copper. Embrace the fever, stay warm, sweat it out. Don't try and cool yourself down. That's the worst thing you could do, because your body's trying to keep you warm, because bacteria cannot survive very well in higher temperatures, and so it's trying to fight off the pathogens in that way and reduce the numbers and kill them off and create the antibodies. The lymph contains white blood cells. It is fluid which travels alongside your blood in the body, but the blood is pumped by your heart and the lymph is not pumped by anything except for physical movement. That lymph is slowly being pushed around your body, and so it's important to maybe go for a short walk, maybe just be active throughout the day. Very light activity, nothing that will make you fatigued, because if you become fatigued, that's a whole nother story. So stay hydrated, increase your salt, because anytime your body's stressed, you need more salt. The other reason you need tons of salt with the lemon and the salt, for some reason that combination, even without the lemon, just a ton of salt will reduce congestion so much. And think about it. If your body needs energy, it needs oxygen to produce ATP. It needs the ATP to manage the fever, to manage the immune response. And so you won't get a healthy fever or a healthy immune response if you don't have enough energy or oxygen coming into your body. Salt will reduce the sinus congestion. If you have congested sinuses, it's going to be very difficult to breathe and get as much oxygen as you need in your body, and that will slow things down massively. So just remember, there's no cure for the flu or a cold, really. There are things that you should be doing anyway which reduce the impact of pathogens invading your body and upsetting your immune system. And let's concentrate on doing those whether we have a flu or not, and just understand that a fever is a healthy response. It actually means that you're probably pretty healthy. If you're able to generate a fever, that's a good thing. That's something you want. Please like, subscribe, share, leave some comments down in the box below, and I'll see you on the next one.